Now I'm going to do another video for my Acorn Electron because I have bought one or two more games, and the game I'm going to play is Frak. Now I think this is a budget re-release. The original game came out in 1984 and this one came out much later as a re-release. You can see there it's in one of the graphics modes that's monochrome. What I actually had to do with this is that I had to fix this cassette. The game wouldn't load from cassette, but luckily I found a website that just has the audio from a lot of Acorn Electron and BBC cassettes just playable on the website. So what I did is that I hooked up my computer to one of my cassette recorders and I just saved it back to this tape, and so now I've got a working copy. I do have one or two other games here. Repton, a very famous game for the Acorn Electron. A compilation with 4, again, very famous games, I think. A Codemasters release. I think Codemasters published 2 games for the Acorn Electron. And this one, Frak. Well, I've got my Acorn Electron set up. It's all ready to go. I'm not going to use these great big chunky tape players. I'm going to use this little one here. I think this is the correct way. The game only takes about 5 minutes to load from tape, because actually with an Electron you're not filling up all that much RAM. It only has 32 kilobytes to fill up, so if it's a game that's a single load then it really doesn't take long to load. It's a nice colourful loading screen, isn't it? And you can see there at the top the game code starts to corrupt the screen memory, or at least I think that's what it's doing. Okay, it's loaded. Yeah, it is in monochrome. The main game is in monochrome. And it supports joysticks. Yeah, it's a scrolling platform game, although it doesn't actually scroll very well. Those great big furry things don't move, they kind of act as obstacles. The only dangers you really have are balloons from the bottom of the screen, daggers from the top of the screen, and falling off the platforms. I seem to have more trouble from falling off than anything else. Make sure you clear a path. And when he dies, he says, "Frak." If you look at the top of the screen there, you do have a time limit, but I think you can continue when your time runs out. But the screen goes to nighttime mode, or something weird. I've got to say, I really do like how people that made Acorn Electron games just embraced the fact that it had very poor sound capabilities. So it's got this thing a bit like one of those old PC speaker things where it just makes a bleep. But they decided to do music and sound effects anyway. And actually, in the original game, there was only 3 levels, and I think that's why the game is quite difficult. It doesn't look difficult, but believe me, when you play it, it is actually quite hard, even when you know what to do. Well, it's harder than it looks anyway. There is a version of this for Windows PCs on Steam that was released a few years ago. Surprisingly, it looks quite a lot like the original BBC version. I think there was a conversion to the Commodore 64 as well. I think those little collectibles are light bulbs, and they give you more time, and the diamonds give you more score, and the keys are what you need to get to the next level. So you don't just have to get to the end, I think you need to collect all the keys. Oh no! Oh god, that was a close one. You can't be too nimble when there's so small platforms dotted all over the place. Oh, I can't believe I fell down there. This game is a lot harder than it really should be. I know exactly how to beat this level, and yet I still keep kind of screwing up. Maybe it's just me. I play this thinking, yeah, I'll storm past the first level, and then I can figure out what the second level's like, and then I lose all my lives on the first level, and I don't even get to the second level. Did you hear me press the key there too late? I pressed the jump key, but I pressed it too late. I walked off the flipping platform. It's a bit frustrating, actually. I can't play this late at night because there's no volume control on an Acorn Electron. And even in software, there's no volume control, I think. So it's just like 100% volume all the time. So if you're playing it and there's people asleep in the house, it might actually wake them up. That's probably a cost-saving thing though. Right, so I think I actually do the first level this time. Now I should really talk about the differences between this version and the original one. The original version of this game was for the BBC Micro. For some reason, they decided to, they being the guy that made the game, decided to use a graphics mode that takes up 20 kilobytes just for the screen, probably to get more colours. But that doesn't leave very much RAM left over for the actual game. So you got 32 kilobytes in total on your bog standard BBC Micro, 20 kilobytes for the screen, and that doesn't leave very much left over for the game. So that game only has 3 levels. But when converting this over to the Electron, I think it was a lot slower using that screen mode because of the differences between the two machines. So they've opted for a monochrome screen mode that uses up a lot less memory. So there's some memory left over for more levels. So this one has a total of 9 levels, I think it is. But apparently it also has a level editor. I don't really know how to access the level editor. It seems like you're not able to fall any further than the height that you were at originally. This is a lot trickier than I thought it was going to be. I've seen screenshots of this in magazines and things, and I always thought it was a game that had loads and loads of levels. But no, it actually only has a few levels. I wouldn't say it's rock hard, it's not that bad, but it's certainly challenging. Damn it. Alright, so I'll have to end it there. Thank you for watching.